Hello and welcome to Healthy Cooking and Shopping for Life. My name is Chef Iyad Joseph and I'm the Executive Chef at Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. Today we're going to be making two dishes that are very healthy and well known around the world. The first one is going to be a Tabbouleh salad, which is a parsley type salad, and I'll talk a little bit about the origination of that salad. And the other one is a hummus dip, which you will see in a lot of different grocery stores. I think even Costco has endorsed it and brought it in with a different variety of ingredients. So let's get started without further ado. The first one, like I said, is the Tabbouleh salad. And basically it's an assortment of different green ingredients. As you can see, there's a whole plethora of different vegetables that you can pick up at the grocery store. And you can really kind of make it so it's kind of your own. It's a parsley bulgur base. But adding whatever you'd like. If you don't like tomatoes, you can substitute it with something else. You can add radishes to it. You can add cucumbers. I did the very traditional Tabbouleh salad that's kind of well known around the world, just to make it more simplistic and so you can kind of see exactly what ingredients go into it. The measurements are really up to you, and I know that we have a recipe that you're going to see online later, but I wanted to show you the ingredients and actually the size of the dices, which makes a big difference because you want this to be very easy to eat. It doesn't have to be eaten. I'm going to show you a final dish at the end to kind of see how it's presented, but it doesn't have to be eaten with bread. You can definitely have it on its own with just a salad fork, or you can actually eat it the way we eat it, which is using romaine lettuce leaves and using the leaf itself as a scoop to kind of eat the salad. So it's really diverse. It's kind of open to interpretation. A lot of different restaurants, a lot of different chefs will add and subtract ingredients, all depending on what they feel is pertinent to it. But like I said, these are the main ingredients. You can pick and choose whatever you'd like. The first one is parsley. And you can either use flat leaf parsley, Italian parsley, or the curly leaf parsley. I chose to use curly leaf. I chopped it very, very fine, and that's kind of a big part of the salad presentation sort of at the end. So here we have probably about a good 2 cups of chopped parsley. You just toss that in the bowl. This is no cooking. So your kids can be involved. You can make this interactive and bring them into the kitchen. You have chopped mint. You can either use fresh mint or you can use dry mint. It doesn't matter because there's going to be a little bit of an acid and oil at the end that will kind of reconstitute and bring everything back together. So you can add that. Tomatoes, chopped, small dice. Green onions. Now I love green onions. Some people don't like green onions. Some people love red onions or even Vidalia yellow onions. So it really is up to you. Like I said, as long as there's some type of an onion which adds to the flavor of the whole dish. We're not going to add all of this, just a little bit. Probably about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. And then you have cucumber. You can either use the English style cucumber and leave the skin on, which tends to be the most nutritious part, or you can use the regular everyday cucumber that you find in the grocery store, and I would recommend peeling it because it tends to have a little bit bitter skin on it. So small dice also, just like the tomato. Why not? I love cucumber. And then last but not least, and it's really the main thing that kind of puts the Tabbouleh salad all together, and it's the bulgur. Bulgur wheat is a cracked wheat. And the cracked wheat has to be reconstituted. It comes in 3 different sizes. They come by number. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1 being the finest of all the grains. Number 2 has a little bit more coarseness. And number 3 is the coarsest. And each one has a specific job to do in the culinary world depending on how it's being used. This happens to be the number 2, so we don't want it quite too fine, but we don't want it coarse either. The coarse one almost resembles like a couscous or even a rice, so it's a little bit bigger. That one is actually saved for putting the actual bulgur on a stovetop and actually cooking it, where this one, I just added hot water. So if you get your water hot enough, or even get a little bit of hot water on the stove, you can add it to it, let it sit for just a little bit. It'll come back to life, it'll soften up a little bit, and then you're ready to go. So this is about 2.5 cups. We're not going to use all of this. Remember, this salad is about 75% greens, meaning the tomatoes, the cucumber, the green onions, and the parsley, and just a little bit of the bulgur to kind of add that fiber. You're going to toss it. And then what makes this salad unique is the dressing. You don't have to go to the store to pick up a dressing. You've already got it at home. Lemon juice, and we got about 2.5 tablespoons here. This is one of those salads where you want to eat it a day later. So you can make this one day ahead of time, let it sit in the refrigerator, and it's going to get so much better. Now, yes, you can eat it the same day. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're hungry. But the longer it sits, the more the lemon juice and the olive oil tend to marinate and allow all the parsley and the vegetables to kind of soak up that acid, and you've got yourself a wonderful salad. Now, I put here, because I'm going to use it for a couple of other applications, but this is extra virgin olive oil, and obviously we're not going to use all of this. Usually the ratio for any kind of salad dressing is 2/3 1 part acid and 1/3 part olive oil, or any kind of oil. You could use grapeseed oil, you could use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, canola oil. It's really your preference, okay? And we're just going to drizzle that on top, okay? As you can see, we only used maybe about 1.5 tablespoons of all the oil. This is an extremely healthy dish. Very colorful, okay? Very nutritious. If you've never had this before, people usually just go bonkers over the salad because it's something new, and we tend to not try two new things all at once. We try to stay with the things that give us comfort. But this is something that you guys can really make, really elaborate and kind of take it to another level. You can add a lot of different things. I've even seen this salad, which, you know, I'm sure my grandmother would not be privy to this information, but I've seen people put diced potato inside and make it into a very big meal. So, I mean, you know, have fun with it. Make sure that you don't necessarily stick to a recipe. A recipe is a guideline, remember that, okay? So take this, go with it, and enjoy your meal.